Those accomplish a couple different things. One being terms that are used in those posts can serve as justification for Google to show your business. So if you said, here is a beautiful set of custom cabinets that we installed in Egan last week, that keyword of custom cabinets being in that post is basically going to sit and serve as a justification for Google to show your profile for up to 60 days. So basically every 2 months, you want to make sure that your posts incorporate all your primary keywords. Hey everyone, this is Ben over at Intrix, and today I'm going to be walking you through how to set up a Google Business profile. This is one of the most important tools that a small business owner can have, and it is totally free. It's going to help you increase your visibility by showing up on Google Maps and also in organic search results. So I'm going to be walking through how to set that up, how to get your business verified, and then how to optimize it using some tips and tricks that I've learned after setting up many of these over the years. So in 2025, there are a couple things that have changed here recently. But for the most part, this process should remain pretty much the same. So starting out, there are a few things as a business owner that you've probably already kind of compiled as a part of your business plan. That's going to include your business name, your address of operation, your phone number, a website if you have one, your hours, an idea of kind of the service area or city where you're going to be operating, and just some general details about what your business does, your unique sales proposition, stuff like that. So those are all going to come in handy as we complete this process. So first off, you're going to need a Google email. You need a Gmail account or a work account that has been linked to Google. Once you have that set up, you will go to the Google Business Profile kind of hub here, and you'll click Manage Now. Now, a couple of things about your business name to consider. We're talking about setting up a custom cabinet business in Egan, Minnesota, for somebody named Jack. So, you might be tempted to name it something like Jack's Cabinets or Jack's Custom Cabinets, something like that. It's going to be much more advantageous to actually include the location name in your GBP name, and also kind of your primary service. So a good start there would be, let's say Egan Custom Cabinets. We can see there's not a business that exists with that name yet. So, we're just going to start that one. Then you're going to decide, what is your business type? So GBPs are technically, for businesses that actually visit people, in person. Either they can come to your store or you go to them and provide your services. So as a custom cabinet shop, you might have, kind of like a showroom at your workshop where people can come and see different examples of, your work, different styles, sizes, woods, what have you. And then you're also going to be traveling to people's homes or businesses to install these cabinets. So for this business type, I think you would actually want to do a local store so that your address is shown publicly and folks can come and see your inventory and the type of work you do, and also a service business because you are going to be traveling to people to build their cabinets and install them. For a business category, you're going to want to find something that is as closely describing your business as possible. So let's start here with cabinet. You can see Google already has a business category specified for cabinet maker, and that's going to be better than, cabinet store. And there's really nothing else in that category here. So we're going to go with cabinet maker as your primary category. And then for your address, we will want a local Egan address. And then it's going to ask you if any of these are your businesses. None of these are. And then for your phone number, this can show publicly, and it's also going to be used for the verification of Google. So then you'll need to provide a website. If you have one, that is optional. but you'll definitely need to provide a phone number, which is going to be used for the verification of your Google Business profile. So once you put that in, put your business on the map. So this allows you basically, to show up on Google Maps. Like I said, really increases the visibility of your business in organic search. And if you're new to this, I do suggest, keeping at least this first checkbox, get news and tips about how to improve your business profile. That'll just kind of kick you through some helpful reminders to make sure that everything is optimized as you go along. So now this brings us to the verification. This is a very important step. If you are not verified, your business will never show up. So it'll just kind of exist in the back end of your Gmail, but you will definitely need it to be verified. So the easiest way here is going to be to get a code sent to your phone. And what that's going to do is that is actually going to be an automated message from Google that calls you. They're going to give you a code. I believe it's 6 digits. And you'll need to write that code down and put it into your GBP to get it verified. The other option is a business video. And I'll provide some tips on how to go about that. There are no alternate verification methods showing at this time. Occasionally, Google will allow you to have a postcard sent or to have an email sent to, a company email address with a code. But for this brand new profile, they are going to require either a phone code or a business video. So in the case that Google doesn't allow you to get a code sent to your phone or to a work email, and they do require that you do a business video, I do have some tips on how to go about that, how to get the video to go through and be approved by Google. On the first try, it may take a couple tries. Sometimes they can be picky, but generally there are some tips and tricks to help that go through. If that is your option, and we'll provide this link to you. Google does have a great video on this process specifically that does list, kind of their wants and needs as far as a video goes. But briefly, just from what I've learned, basically you want to be logged into the same Gmail account that you are setting up your GBP with on your phone, and you'll go into your business manager and it will say this profile needs to be verified. It'll say verification required in red letters. And you'll scroll down to a box there and it'll say get verified. And when you click that, it's basically going to access your phone's camera and just allow you to record the video straight away. It'll kick that back to Google and, hopefully they will verify your business and you can start showing up online. But basically what they're looking for is an unedited, unique, continuous video that is a minimum of 30 seconds and no longer than 5 minutes. I usually advise kind of shooting around the 2-minute mark, 2.5-minute mark, and that's usually enough time to get everything done that you need to. So you'll want to start typically, for a physical location, you'll be starting out, on the street or in front of your business, somewhere that clearly shows the business address, the street that you're on, something like that. Signage of the business is also very important to show. I do believe that Google is, looking at your location at the same time that you're recording this video. So I think that they have a pretty good idea of where you are. I wouldn't recommend, trying to fake that in any way because I think Google does know where you are. So, start out on the street, show the location of your business, what street you're on, and the street sign. And then kind of walk into your business and, show the area. So that could be kind of your front desk. For a cabinet maker, it would kind of be your showroom or your workspace. And while you're doing that, you'll actually want to prove that you own the business, right? So an easy way to do that is to just take your keys and, lock and unlock the door, show that you are indeed the owner of that property. And just show the equipment that you use in your daily operations. You don't want to show any kind of sensitive information. In fact, they don't even want you to show your face in it. So no need to show like pay stubs or anything like that. Just kind of the space where your daily operations happen for your business. If you have a branded vehicle, say a work van would be pretty typical for this type of business. I would advise getting a logo on that van before you start this process, and that'll make it a lot easier for you to get verified. Um, for other business types, showing that you can operate a cash register, showing the staff room or storage room of your supplies, just things like that. Google takes those as very strong signals that your business does indeed exist and operates in the way that you're telling it that it does. Once Google accepts that video, they will review it for accuracy, and ideally, it will be approved and your business will be verified. At that point, you will be eligible to show up in search results. And like I said, just get a huge boost in visibility for your small business. Once that is done, you'll be able to go into your GBP itself, and you'll be able to add a lot of important details, including your hours, a description of your business, the services that you provide, as well as have a place to get customer reviews, share reviews, and make, kind of weekly updates about, jobs that you've completed, clients that are happy with your services, maybe new offerings that you have for your business. Once you're finished recording that video, it'll be sent to Google and their staff will review the video for accuracy and ideally will approve it. And then your business is eligible to show publicly and you'll get a huge boost in your visibility. In the case that it's not accepted, just review that video, from Google. Make sure you go through the steps and, in 2 or 3 tries, it should go through. This is not yet a verified business, for the sake of demonstration here, but I will show you a few things here. Once you're finished recording the video, that will go through to Google and one of their staff will review it for accuracy and ideally approve it, which will make your business eligible to show on Google and give you a huge visibility boost. If the business video that you submitted does not get approved on the first try, just review some of those tips that I shared and watch that video from Google again. And in 2 or 3 tries, it'll typically go through. So this business has not been verified yet, for the sake of demonstration, but I do want to talk about a few important optimizations that you can make that are really going to be important for letting your customers know what services you provide and where you provide them. So once you're logged into your Gmail, you'll be able to go up here and you can see the business profile manager. Since I only have one business on this account, it's just going to take you straight to this business page. So in your services, you can see, Google is already suggesting some common services that a, cabinet maker would provide. So typically, if all these are applicable, you will want to go ahead and click all those. Custom cabinet design, obviously going to be an important one. Installation, probably be making the cabinets in your shop and taking them there to install. And probably you're going to be, finishing or varnishing those. So once you save those services, you can actually do a little bit more to optimize those. So, let's say for custom cabinet design and installation, if you have, kind of a price range, you can add that in, right? So, maybe that's $500 to $5,000 or whatever it may be. If you have a fixed price for your services, you can do that. No price is also an option and just include the description. So for that, you could say custom cabinets made from oak, add all the different types of wood, any other kind of specialty, unique service offerings that you have for your business. And you can save those, and you'll want to go through for each of those and, put in a solid description of just exactly, what you offer in terms of that service. For your general profile optimization, your primary category is going to stay the same. Business name, you've already decided on that. For your description, you can get Google to suggest a description, or you can write one on your own. So typically for these, I would suggest, including the service areas. If you just service Egan, just talk about that. But let's see, Google's suggested description here, and they are, mentioning the location. Um, they're showing that it's important to mention your experience, everything that you do, how you do it, and why you are qualified, to provide this service to folks. So, I'm liking that. Ensure that everything's accurate in there, obviously. But, so far I'm liking that. You can add more, and try to max out this description length, right? So I have about 200 more characters here that I can add, and any other details or keywords that you incorporate in there are all going to help your business show. So save that. Opening date is important as well. So if you've been in business for 10 years, even if you haven't had a Google Business profile, that is fine. So you can put in 2015, January 2015, and that's going to be fine. That may or may not get approved. Typically, if you have a website already and you have kind of your, about on your website that mentions, the year you started, or anywhere else on your site that it would be appropriate to mention, kind of the business's founding date, Google may cross-reference that actually to kind of justify and prove that this is correct. So right now we don't have a website to add, but if you do, you would add that here. Social profiles, you can add a few of those, right? So we've got Pinterest, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. For a custom cabinet business, I think a Pinterest page and a Facebook and an Instagram are probably going to be a good start there for representing your business on socials. That's kind of a whole nother matter, but when you do get those profiles, or if you have them previously existing, this is where you'll put those in. For your business location, you can add service areas, right? So remember, we chose that this was not only, a physical location, but also since you're traveling to folks' homes, you'll want to add the service area in there as well. So, some areas around Apple Valley, Minnesota, and just kind of go through and fill in those as best as you can. But typically, kind of where I'll start with that is to go in, on your maps. And obviously, as a small business owner, you may not want to drive, clear across the Twin Cities. It may not be worth your time to take a job, that's an hour away or whatever. So, I would typically just start kind of naming these main suburbs around, or other cities, around your primary locations. So, Rosemont, Apple Valley, Savage, Amber Grove, just go ahead and add all those in. If you do want to service the whole Twin Cities area, add in Minneapolis and St. Paul and all that as well. Hours, you want those to be as accurate as possible. Google does not really appreciate when you list false hours. And, as a cabinet maker, you're not going to be open 24 hours or anything like that. So just specify your hours there. None of these really apply to this business type. From the business. So this is a place where you can kind of, list more about, personal details, who owns the business. So if any of these apply, veteran owned, is a small business, that would be yes. And anything else that applies there. Accessibility, not as applicable to a cabinet shop, I don't think, especially if you're gonna, have your address hidden or anything like that. Um, but don't fill out any of these or mark them yes for the sake of marking them yes. You want this to be as accurate as possible. So if none of these apply, um, just hit cancel and move on. Amenities, crowd, parking options, payment types, planning. If you're running a small shop and you don't really want people dropping by, you can list it as appointment required. And that way Google will let people know, if they're getting directions or something that they may need an appointment to visit that business. Service options, if you have on your website a way that folks can get online estimates, and on-site services are going to be available for this because you are traveling to people's homes. If you speak any other languages or no sign language or anything like that, here is where you can add that in. So that's kind of, all the optimizations as far as filling out the profile goes. Photos are going to be a really important part of representing your business and your offerings. Typically, what I would advise here, if you have a business logo, you'll want to upload that and a cover photo as well. If you just built a beautiful set of new cabinets for someone, that would make a great cover photo for your business. I also advise adding like 3 photos of your staff, 3 photos of the exterior building, including signage, entryway, parking, and then 3 photos of your interior as well. And for the interior, Google prefers that those are spaces that are accessible to the public, right? So if you have your manufacturing area with, dangerous equipment where the public is not allowed back there, you can add them, but it's best if you add, say, photos of your reception area, your entryway, things like that. And that's really going to help Google to increase your visibility just by having that variation in photos. Q&A is another great part. So once you are verified, people who visit your profile can ask questions. So, if they said, do you travel to St. Paul? You could answer that question in there. And you can also add some Q&As in yourself just to kind of get the ball rolling. And, if you're always answering the same 3 questions when folks give you a call, that's a good space to add those. And that can kind of save you, explaining all that every single time because people can just read those and make that decision, if you're a good fit for what they need or not. Bookings, if you have like a Calendly or anything like that where folks can book your time or book a consultation, that's where you would add that. For products, that's not maybe going to be quite as applicable to this business type, but if you have, say, a pre-built set of cabinets with a fixed price, that anybody could order and you'll just come and install those, this would be a good place to show those. Basically, you'll add a photo and the price of that. That is pretty much everything that you can do as far as optimizing the GBP, before getting verified, especially once verified. Like I said, there are a few options that will become available, like the Q&A, and a few other things like that, adding updates as well. That's just a good place to show, if you have a new offering, say you're offering a new cabinet type, or you want to kind of show off some of your latest work, really happy customer, something like that, you can post those updates. I'd recommend doing those probably weekly to keep folks engaged and to have that still show up fresh when your GBP shows up. Those accomplish a couple different things. One being terms that are used in those posts can serve as justification for Google to show your business. So if you said, here is a beautiful set of custom cabinets that we installed in Even last week, that keyword of custom cabinets being in that post is basically going to sit and serve as a justification for Google to show your profile for up to 60 days. So basically every 2 months, you want to make sure that your posts incorporate all your primary keywords. That's pretty much everything you can do as far as optimizing a GBP. If that sounds like a lot, there are a lot of folks out there like myself that are more than happy to assist you with a Google Business Profile verification and optimization. I'll drop some of these tips and links in the description. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Entrix and check out our other videos.